Today the sun is shining, the birds are out, and we're going to go off and make some art. It feels so good to be out of the depths of the hot summer here in Queensland, Australia.
It's so squishy.
And I think it's a great opportunity to get out and about. As you can see, there's new life everywhere.
Little babies.
Today I thought it would be a good idea to record my art making practice right now at the start of my third trimester of pregnancy. Definitely feeling very pregnant at the moment. Feeling big. Not always well, but baby is doing well, which is the important thing. So I found this piece of acrylic that I got ages ago, and we're going to try and cut it up a bit. Isn't that right, Squish? Okay, so I have drawn my square and stretched it in, and I think this will be a good size to experiment with and have some fun. It's kind of like a handstand square, so not big enough that if it's an absolute failure it's going to just clutter up my house, which is, as you can see, already cluttered. Damn it guys, it broke. Look at that. My saw wasn't deep enough for me to saw all the way down, so I ended up trying to snap it after I'd gone a little ways and scoring it pretty heavily, and it just did not work. So I feel my options are either I make this a bit smaller, or I cut out this extra little bit and then super glue it back together and then cover that bit up with the composition. But we will see. Ta-da! Okay, it's night time now, but my piece appears to be attached, at least somewhat, and I'm just tracing out a piece of fabric that I think I could use as like a backing, kind of leaving a good edge overhang, so I want to like pull it up around the sides. Yeah, see where it goes. Okay, so just to finish putting some paint down on this. You can see the white is on the back to stop it bleeding through. And yeah, just gonna wait for it to dry and then see if we can fit it kind of to the perspex. So here I am, very controversially, using oil paints on this piece. I think this and the next one will be the last times that I use oil paints in this pregnancy. Even though I'm not using any solvents or chemicals with the oil paints, and I am wearing gloves and have a full respirator, I have ventilation, all those things. Despite all that, I think it's probably not worth it just for my peace of mind, and knowing that everything will be okay with my baby. So it's a bit sad, bittersweet to put them aside for a few months, but I think it's the right decision to do. So here's the final painting. I was really happy with how this turned out. I thought it really showed the tiny tiny greenness of that little tiny patch of grass that I wanted to show. It looks lovely in the light, and you can see through to the cloth on the other side, which I quite liked, seeing the shadows of the painting. So yeah, I decided, because that one had been a success, I would go ahead and make another one, because that's what I do. So here I am doing a little sketch. I like to work from tiny sketches because it just makes it easy to simplify and abstract slightly. And what I decided to do this time, because I always want to do an experiment, is rather than using the fabric like the previous one, I painted in acrylic directly on the back of the perspex. By the way, this perspex I got from my old work, where it had been ordered as a COVID shield for the front of desk, but had arrived broken, so I kind of just took it home to cut up and use for things. And yeah, it's been pretty useful so far. Here I've done some painting on the back, and then I'm just scratching through with my little scribe to create some lines and interest, and then I went in and painted again over that so that they came up in different colours, But I think I went a little bit overboard with this kind of underpainting. I don't know whether you'd call it an underpainting, but because in the end you can't really see that much of the background behind all the paint that I end up putting on the front of the painting. Maybe I would have been better off to save my time and just do some more simple green lines like I did in the last one, but I still liked how this turned out before that, and it turned out well in the end as well. I just wanted to put in here, in case anyone's watching, that I think there should be a trigger warning for animal death that is coming up towards the end of this video, just in case that's going to be upsetting for anyone. I know it was very upsetting for me at the time. And yes, these are my geese having a goose break
they are when you first have them
outside. They're good fun. Sleepy babies. So things were tracking along in my little tiny world. This painting turned out really good. I was happy with it, doing my uni work, but things don't always go well, unfortunately, and yeah, something went wrong. I read this quote on Instagram a few weeks ago and saved it to my phone. I didn't realise it would come to mean a little bit more to me, unfortunately. I'm one of those people who feels things very deeply, and when bad things happen, I often use my art to kind of process what's happened and take it from being a feeling and make it into an object. And that's what I was doing here. I was so sad about the pigeons, even though they hadn't been a planned, breeding. They'd hidden their nest, and by the time we found the eggs, they were quite developed, so we decided to let them keep them. Normally we replace them with plastic eggs, but they were just tiny lives, and I was excited to see them grow up and see what they did. So in this painting, I wanted to kind of convey possibilities and the fear that, you know, things can always go wrong. Because they can, you know. You could be hit by a bus tomorrow, I guess is what people say, but it's true. And I think in pregnancy especially, you're aware of how much could go wrong and how precarious life is. So yeah, I'm just going to continue with making this painting. I didn't film the painting process because I was quite emotional while I was making it, but I used this kind of two-part technique to kind of introduce the two ideas at once of the new life and death at the same time. So yeah, enjoy. So if anyone's watching this out there, I'd just like to say that I think it's okay to make art about sad stuff, particularly if it helps you work through it and might help others who, you know, face similar challenges. Just make the art and then figure it out later. But thank you for watching if you did watch. Bye.